Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in today's video we are going to talk about Cognizant GenC hiring updates. Cognizant have recently released the results for GenC assessments. We are going to talk in detail about it, like when Cognizant took different assessments, what were the dates for the assessment, like a communication, aptitude and then technical, and then now what will be the next steps. And right now the currently interviews are going on, so what you need to prepare and what are the some important points that you need to be aware before attempting your interviews, so that your chances of getting shortlisted gets increases. And guys, let me tell you, all the candidates who are going to give their interviews right now, like in this month or upcoming months, they are already having an upper hand from the candidates who gave their interviews 1 or 2 months back. Because if you remember, at that time the interviews were happening like in offline mode, which means you have to go there, but right now it is happening in virtual mode. And guys, the interviews are a lot easier when compared to in office interviews, okay? And you, like, your nervousness will also not be showcaseable that much. So that is why I'm saying you are already having an upper hand. So use these tips which I'm giving in this video so that you can make the best out of your preparation. So guys, before we dig deep into the video, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I regularly post these kinds of helpful off-campus drives as well as placement preparation materials on my channel. So let's get started with today's video and let's see the assessment overview first of all. Okay, so guys, if you know, like, Cognizant follows 3 assessment like situation, where you have your first communication which happened on 5th of May, and then aptitude happened on 8th of May, and then technical assessment happened on 12th of May. Now this time Cognizant for this phase candidates has been quite fast in declaring the results. Otherwise usually we have seen that in, like, for previous phases or previous assessments, it has took around 20 days, sometimes 25 days around, so in order to release the results. But this time within like 5 days or like 4 days only they have released the results. Okay, so this is like giving an idea that they are like, they want to hire more and more candidates quickly as soon as possible, because this is the mass hiring which is currently ongoing from Cognizant. Now talking about the email notification. Okay, so guys, first of all, many students have already received an email which titled as eligible for virtual technical interview. If you haven't received the email yet, you don't have to panic about it. First of all, some students receive it a later day or 2 later. Okay, so what you have to do from your end is you have to keep checking your inboxes regularly. The emails are being sent in phases, so wait 2 or 3 days before worrying about it. Okay, so right now few of the candidates have received, so there is high chances that they will send more, like, emails. Your duty is to check your emails regularly, and even at the same time check your spam folders also, because sometimes the email goes to spam folders and it might go unnoticed. Okay, so it is equally important. Now talking about the interview dates. So Cognizant has clearly mentioned that the interviews will be scheduled between 16th to 23rd of May. Once you get the email, your interview could be as soon as the very next day. So don't wait and start preparing immediately. This is the major mistake that the candidates do, that they wait, okay, till the end. So you don't have to do that. You have to start preparing as soon as possible if you feel that you are confident enough. Or otherwise I would suggest that preparation won't go in vain. Even if you don't get selected, your knowledge will be increased, and not for this company, then for other companies it will be useful. So I would highly recommend you to start preparing from now itself. Now some of the common students that the candidates make, what the mistake that they make is that students are making that they wait for the email to start the preparation. Okay, as I told you, but I have seen cases where you will get less than 24 hours. Okay, like less than 24 hours you will be getting in order to prepare. Okay, like today you have got the interview and tomorrow morning like your interview is there. So that's why don't make that mistake. And if you haven't received the email today, your interview might be scheduled tomorrow. Like if you have received the email today, so your interview might be tomorrow, so you won't get time to prepare in that situation at the end moment. So that is why start preparing from now itself. Now how can you prepare for it? So if you will go to my channel, I'm regularly on daily basis sharing the interview experiences of candidates on my channel. You can also check the playlist Cognizant Prep on my channel, where you will be finding a lot of interview like experiences related to GenC. So you can prepare from those videos. It will be very helpful for you, because those are the interview experiences of the candidates who have got selected. Now talking about the document checklist, which document that you should have before you sit for your interview. So you should either have your college ID card. If you don't have your college ID card, then you can have a Aadhaar card. Okay, right now the interviews are happening virtually, so have a soft copy of all these things, okay, and keep it in a folder so it is ready. Because sometimes what happens is your interview is happening, there are different panelists, like for technical interview there is one person, for HR there is one person, So HR interviewer can ask you, can you please show me your resume, or like any document, like they can ask you, can you please show me your this semester mark sheet. So that is why you should have your resume which is well formatted and professional. I will also be giving you tips what you should include in your resume. You should have your 10th, 12th, undergraduation mark sheets, whichever you have received in the form of soft copy in the folder, and provisional degree or final degree certificate. So these things, whichever you have out of these, you should keep it before sitting for the interview. Now some of the tips for your resume, because I was getting a lot of questions like what changes should we make in our resume so that it looks good during the interview. So guys, you have to understand that if you don't have much changes to do, it is totally fine. You have already previously uploaded it on the superset, so they will get it from there. But still I would recommend you to keep this. If you don't have any changes, keep the same resume with you also, because they can ask you, can please share your resume. Or the other cases, if you if you want to make some changes, then you can make sure that your font of the resume is clear and readable. It looks professional. It is not much cluttered, and a lot of information should not be there. Major important information should be there. It should include only 2 strong projects. Okay, too much of its project should also not be there, because that also don't look good. You should highlight your skills that you are confident in, and avoid mentioning those skills which you are not well. Okay, I have seen a lot of candidates, what they do is they try to mention everything, like they know Java, HTML, CSS, and then Python, Django, whatever. Okay, if you have like watched 2 tutorials also, they will mention that also. No guys, you don't have to do that, because you have to understand that you can get interview questions on based on any of the languages that you have mentioned. So make sure that to mention only those things which you are confident about, and if there is any cross questioning or any interviews questions or technical questions that comes on that skill, you are good enough to answer it. Now if you have done any certification, mention that also, as it gives an upper hand for you in getting selected. Some interview preparation strategies for you, like these are the topics on which the interview questions comes often. So OOPS, you have to prepare for that. It is definitely, you will get few questions on the OOPS. Then SQL, learn to write basic to intermediate queries. They can make you write that also. DBMS concepts, important concepts like joins and all, you should be aware of that. Operating systems, basic concept you should be aware of. And then your project. Okay, project is the most important one. You should be like good enough to explain your project. It is not mandatory to showcase them, because they also know that not every project is hostable and showcaseable, but they will ask you, if you have not created any project, make sure that you have some content to speak over it. Okay, so yeah, cross questioning and technical questions can come on your project also, and project discussion will definitely happen. Now role allocation, talking about the role allocation, role is decided after your interview based on the performance across all the rounds. You won't get to know if you are selected for a GenC role which is paying you 4 LPA, or GenC Pro which is paying you 5.4 LPA, or GenC Next which is going to pay you 6.75 LPA, until you get your letter of intent. So I have seen the candidates, they already complete their interview because they are not aware like which role they have got. So for those candidates, I just want to mention that only, that you just have to give the best from your end, and based on the performance of yours, you will get a role. Okay, if your performance was basic, you will get a basic GenC role. If it was mediocre, you will get a next role, you will get a pro role, and then if it is very very good, then you will get a next role. Okay, I hope that part is also clear now. Now some final tips before I close the video, like be honest about your skills while you are talking about in the interview. Don't over mention also, and while answering the technical questions also, don't over answer also. You should be aware that your answer should last for 30 to 35 seconds and not too much, otherwise it won't look good. Start preparing today, not after the email arrives, otherwise you won't have sufficient time for it. Keep checking your inboxes regularly and even the spam folders. Practice mock interview if possible, if you have any friends to practice with. Otherwise what you can do is you can watch my videos, look at the question first without checking the answer, and try to speak the answer how you will speak in your interview. That will give you a very good confidence, and confidence and preparation are the key for cracking it. And I would say that if you are confident and not nervous, your 60% of the work is done in your interview. So make sure that you are confident and there is no slight hint of nervousness on your face when you sit for it, and always keep a smiling face. Okay, so guys, I have tried to cover almost everything. If you have any more doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. There are a lot of guys who are still in the same process. They will also interact with you. I will also try to answer your queries. You can join me on Telegram. You can also follow in my Instagram, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important information whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video, and I will see you next time.